It's okay. We all know that we are the Christ light. Do we know that? Yes. So we know and we hold and affirm that even though this candle is not lit, it is lit within each and every one of us. And so it is. Welcome. My name is Reverend Lily Wong. I am serving on the platform today, and I welcome each and every one of you to Unity of Mesa, those here in the sanctuary with us this morning and those online. Unity of Mesa is a welcoming, harmonious, loving, dynamic, and prosperous spiritual community. And it is also part of the unity movement that has been around over 100 years, that has been founded on prayer and the knowingness that we are the Christ in expression. And I ask you to join me. We already prayed for the Christ candle that is already within us, but I invite you to take a moment of pause with me as we close our eyes, if you feel so inclined, for a moment of prayer. Divine Spirit, we are so grateful that we are right here, right now, knowing that everything is unfolding for the highest and best good for each and every one of us, and also our community known as Unity of Mesa, knowing that we continue to hold the light of the consciousness as this wonderful, dynamic spiritual community. We give thanks knowing that because of our light, it radiates out to the rest of our greater community in Arizona, in the U.S., and the world, knowing that we are the living expression of the Christ. We give thanks knowing that all is well, and so it is. Well, this morning, Reverend Nickie Golden is going to be giving our talk this morning and helping me with the announcements. Julie Tregon is here with us as our YFM director. We already met Delane Collins, and Jay is on piano. And we have, I'm sorry, I forgot his name.
Tom.
Tom. Welcome, Tom. Is going to be our vocalist. And Marianne will be giving us vocal support. And we have Chris in our AV booth, as always, helping us behind the scenes.
And in case you're worried, because several people have asked, Reverend Mindy is in Eugene, Oregon. She got to go trick-or-treating with a little guy that's Sonic, little blue guy that's Sonic. So it tells you something about me and not knowing cartoons, and Count Dracula. So she had a really great time, and she'll be back here next Sunday. So we have town hall today, and we are introducing our candidate, Judy Suter, to you guys and giving you an opportunity to ask questions. Judy will share about herself and her desire to be on the board, and then you guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. Our annual meeting is next Sunday, where we will vote on the bylaws. You'll get to hear what's been going on for the past year, and with a few reports, and then we will vote by acclamation for Judy, and the board will eventually appoint, not apport. They might port him down in the ethers, who knows, a board member. So we're really excited about that. So that's what's going on today and next Sunday.
Are we excited about our sculpture? Are we? Yes, we will be having our sculpture, not teleport, but transported here, and we will be having it as a part of our spiritual community on November 17, that we get to bless it and welcome it as part of our 60-year anniversary, and for future generations to enjoy with all the sounds. You do better at the sounds than I do. So please join us on the 17th of November.
And in alignment with some sounds, we have gong on Wednesday night. So I invite you to come. It's a great time. It is from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And it's just a lot of fun to be at gong. It's, it clears us. We're about, depending on what research you read, we're about anywhere from 80 to 90% water. And what sound does is it vibrates that water and brings us into coherence. So come on Wednesday night. If you've never been before, it's really something to experience.
And also with clearing out, we also have Healing Night, which is coming up shortly, I believe, On November 13th, it's going to be on a Wednesday night, and it's here in the sanctuary from 6 to 8 p.m. So please join us for that.
I'm going to invite you to stand as you are able. Let's have some fun singing. I am as God created me. We know that we are each as God created us, so we're just skipping a verse today. Have you ever skipped anything in your life? School, maybe? Was that it? It's birthday Sunday. So if your birthday is in the month of November, would you please stand so we can see who you are? Yay. That's it? Okay. Yay. Yes. All right. I want you to look at these people and bless them before this day is over. But right now, let's sing a blessing to them. Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you. Uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved ones, and have many more. Oh, what a joy to have you stand up and show us that it is your birthday. And please, if you don't know what to say, just simply say, I bless you with love. Or you might say, what might I hold for you over the course of this year? So that in consciousness, collectively, we are holding the dreams and the desires of each other. And in our collectiveness, it's going to happen, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Esri, thank you for being here. Esri is going to lead us in our youth affirmation.
With every breath, I am uplifted and enfolded in God's love. Say it with me. With every breath, I am enfolded and enfolded in God's love.
So just press the button. Thank you, Esri. All right, youth rally. Some of our teens and leaders are going to Prescott this weekend, Saturday through Monday. Amazing. 2 nights away. It'll be a lot of fun meeting others from around this southwest region. On the 17th, Sunday night, 5 o'clock, everyone is welcome from our congregation, families, everybody. And thanks to Hobby Action for hosting us. We'll be serving pizza as well. So come along, have some fun together. And we also have our mac and cheese and chili cook-off. So get your recipes out, get that competitive, wonderful spirit going that we've had in previous years. This is a fundraiser for our youth, and we have so appreciated your support in the past. And we're going to do it again this year and have some fun after church on the 24th. So we are going to now bless our children before we head out for class this morning. So children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are.
We've been told that perfection is it, towards which we aim, and yet the price we pay is the steady depletion of souls and cells, both. But darling, but human, oh, human is far more possible and beautiful. We are miracles manifested from flesh and bone, as is beloved.
How much more are we gonna take? How many nights do we have to lie awake? How many tears are we gonna cry? We can wish until the well runs dry, but what happens when the sky above runs out of every single shooting star? And well, what if every good intention's only meant to go so far? Only love can save us now. Keep the world from burning down, down, down to the ground, ground, ground. Only love can look inside a human heart and see us for who we are, and who we are would be enough. If only there was only love, only love, only love, only love. How many lessons have we really learned? How many bridges could we cross instead of burn? Why do we find it hard to forgive? We're so blinded that it's easy to forget. Only love can save us now. Keep the world from burning down, down, down to the ground, ground, ground. Only love can look inside a human only there was only love, only love, only love, only love, only love, only love, only love. So what happens when the sky above runs out of every single shooting star? And what if every good intention's only meant to go so far? Only love can save us now. Keep the world from burning down, down, down to the ground, ground, ground. Only love can look inside a human heart and see us for who we are, and who we are would be enough if only there was only love.
Tom Magnum and Jay Melberg. Only love. What if there was only love? Do you think there's anything other than love? Y'all are so quiet. Yes, some people lack their knowledge of the love that they are. Isn't that true? That the love is present because we are love, but sometimes we lack the knowledge of who we are and what we are. And when we lack the knowledge of who we are, when we lack that knowledge that we are love, it's really difficult then to be expressing love. So the beautiful thing about each and every one of you here is that you know differently. You know that you are love. And I believe our task as human beings is to learn how to express that love in all situations, no matter what's going on around us. Is it always easy? No. No, it's not easy for me either. There are times when I really have to stop and breathe, times I need to draw a heart and put somebody's name in that heart. Bob Proctor, who's no longer on this earth plane, but he did a lot of stuff with abundance. He was an amazing man. He says, when you get up in the morning, you should always write 10 things that you're grateful for. I know that gratitude we often talk about at night, but write 10 things that you're grateful for every morning. And then spend 2 minutes each morning with a person, and you do this with 3 people, a person that you're challenged by or struggling with. So if there's somebody in your life that you feel like is a bumpy relationship or a bumpy road, get up in the morning and after you do your gratitudes, because gratitude sets us up in this particular level of consciousness, one of receiving. It's elevated emotion. And so then when we add to that elevated emotion, our desire to hold somebody that we're challenged by in the light, in love, the heart symbolizes that. When we hold them in love, do it daily until the relationship smooths out. And if we do it from the heart, with sincerity, it will. And you do it for 3 people a day. And maybe there's somebody in your life, you do it for a year or 2 years. The beauty of that is that it brings us back into alignment. It brings us back into alignment. And then we're open and available to receive all the good that is here for us. My friend Eric Butterworth, you guys know I love him, says there's a flow of harmony and love everywhere. And whether or not you're, excuse me, I'm not reading this very well. Let me start over, repeat, rewind. There's a flow of harmony and love everywhere, whether you are aware of it or not, and whether you are consciously moving in it or not, moving in that flow of harmony and love, it is there. This is what the omnipresence of God means. We talk regularly here about God is everywhere present. So that flow of love, that flow of harmony is everywhere present. It's us who stops it. Eric Butterworth says, God can only do through us what we allow God to do through us. We have to open up the channels. We have to open up the space for that harmony and love to come through. And if I'm knotted up with somebody, and believe me, I get knotted up with people, when I'm knotted up with somebody, when I feel myself contracting in the presence of someone, or even at the thought of somebody or the mention of somebody's name, do you ever do that? Well, I won't ask you. And if you share, I'll hide my eyes. But when that happens, what a beautiful opportunity to simply put a heart, a symbol of love, around them. And spend 2 minutes every day holding them in your heart so that we can untangle the knots of error that bind us. If you've heard the Aramaic Lord's Prayer, there's a line in there that says, untangle the knots of error that bind us. When we are finding ways to love, even in the midst of that bumpy road that sometimes happens with love, then we have an opportunity to flow greater love. And what happens is the more I flow love to you, the more love flows back to me. And when there's a glitch in it, and I untangle that knot of error, because remember, error thinking is simply thinking that we're separate from God. And if all of us are one and we're divine, and we think that we're separate from God, then we're going to think we're separate from other people. And so when we can really grasp the idea of open-hearted living, we're not bringing something in, we're revealing something that's already present within us, that divine nature that we are. And when I can look at you, even if you're very different from me, even if you have different ideas from me, even if you do things differently from me, and I can look at you and I can see that divinity within you, I'm going to open my heart. But we have to do it with ourselves also. We have to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and have the gratitude, those 10 gratitudes for our life, and then see the love that we are, to have that self-love, because we are created in the image of and as the likeness of God. We could not be anything else than love except when we're expressing lack. And we're still love, we're just not expressing it. And that's a hard one to grasp. That's the paradox in a lot of ways. I am love, but I'm not expressing all the love I am. It's kind of like your garden hose. If I wanted to go out and I wanted to water my petunias, and I put a straw kind of hose on, it would take me a long time to water them. If I put a bigger hose on, it's going to take me a shorter time. But if I put a really nice big hose, like if I got a fireman-sized hose, then I could water them really quickly. It might bowl them over. So they might be like, I'm drowning. But have you ever had anybody in your life who loves so deeply, so fully, so vibrantly, that sometimes when you came in contact with them, you felt a little bowled over? Yeah. Wow. I have noticed in my life when I feel a little bowled over by somebody's love like that, that what's happened is I'm not in my center expressing all the love that I could be. And my goal in life is to do the best I can. Gay Hendricks one time said to me, Nickie, you just need to learn to love yourself as much as you can from exactly where you are. And I've been practicing that for a long time. So how do you know when we are not open-hearted or versus when we are open-hearted? On the left-hand side, when our heart is closed or when we're not expressing the love that we are, we start finding fault with others. We start judging others. We start being critical of ourselves. We begin withholding love and affection. And we start hiding out to avoid that connection. Have you ever been in the grocery store and you're walking in the grocery store and you see somebody that you really don't want to talk to? Maybe you really love them a lot, but they talk a lot and you don't have time. Or maybe you have one of those kerfluffles with them and they could be one of the people in your heart and you see them and you think, oh my gosh, I think I have something on this aisle I need to go get. And you flip your cart around before they see you and you take off. It happens, you guys. It's part of our humanness. And it's like a flag on the play. We are hiding out, avoiding that connection. And sometimes we can circle back around when we have more time and reconnect that connection, if that's our heart's desire. And we have to know that there are some people in our lives that, because maybe their heart is closed, they judge us. They find fault with how we do things. They're critical of us. Maybe that's not the person you will spend the most time with, because you love yourself enough to be open-hearted. Now, open-hearted means smiling and laughing and sharing with ease. It's that energy that you had when you came in here. Did you feel it? The buzz, the hum. It's so delightful to have on a Sunday morning. Enjoying life, even when there's disappointments, but being able to do things that you love to do, even if you have a disappointment in your life, even if you have an unexpected bill, even if you have a flat tire on the way to someplace. Are you able to enjoy the moments of waiting for AAA or whoever that you're waiting for? Sometimes it's not easy, but what an opportunity to do another gratitude list. What an opportunity to get on your phone and relax and play a game. What an opportunity to take those moments and enjoy the beauty that's around you. Maybe the beauty's different than you expect. Maybe it's a time to be grateful for the car and how blessed you are that you have a car. There's a lot of ways that we can engage those, what I call gap moments. Sometimes when I'm in a hurry and I pull up to the stoplight and the stoplight is red, I'm thinking, come on, I'm going to be late. I start committing, first of all, to being on time, because we make up time and I get to change the molecules and the biophotons of life with my thinking and my feeling. And then I take a moment just to be grateful. Wow, I'm so grateful for this car I have. Her name is Miss Aloha. I'm so grateful for the scenery. I'm so grateful for these cactuses that are purple right now, that are so beautiful. I mean, I can look around and find something. And we all have that within us if we're willing to do it. Focusing on the good things in life and being open to new experiences and opportunities. One time I was when I was living in Hawaii, I was up in Manoa. It's a valley. And I had gone to the bank, and I had I had one of those cars where you had to push the button in order to lock it. Do you remember those? It's been a long time, but I had a car like that. Had to push that button to lock it. And I had a tendency, I must have put my keys in my lap, and I was writing a check, and I put my checkbook away, but I picked my keys up, and I set it in the car seat, in the passenger seat. And I came back, and I reached in my back pocket where I usually carry my keys, and they were not there. And I had that moment of panic. Oh, my gosh. But luckily, I had been coming to Unity. And I thought, okay, I commit that this is going to be easy. I affirm that this is going to be easy. And within 30 seconds, here comes this guy who is the security guard patrolling the parking lot. He said, can I help you? And I said, yes, I locked my keys in my car. There they are. He said, oh, I can get them out in an instant for you. I'll be right back. I learned something. Within 5 seconds, he and his coat hanger had my lock open, and there were my keys, and I made it to my next appointment in time. I learned something. Don't leave anything in the car, because somebody who knows what they're doing can get in 5 seconds. So here was a difficulty, and here was a learning opportunity in the difficulty, and here was grace in the difficulty. This is how it happens. Now, I want to tell you a story that many of you may have heard before. It's the story of Mary and Martha in the Bible. It shows up in Luke and another gospel. But Jesus and his followers at the time were headed to Jerusalem, and they're walking through these small towns, and they come to the town of Bethany, where Mary and Martha and their brother Lazarus, but he's not necessarily highlighted in this particular story. So Mary and Martha see Jesus, and Martha says, "Hey, Jesus, come to our house. Come and eat with us. Come and be with us." And Jesus accepts the invitation, and he comes in and he sits down. Two sisters, you can imagine. Mary sits at the feet of Jesus. In the Gospel of John, she anoints his feet. But she sits at the feet of Jesus, and Jesus, being Jesus, just starts teaching. He's doing what he does best. He's doing what he often does. He just starts talking about his philosophy. He's talking about who we are, that we are divine. And Mary is sitting there soaking it up, and Martha's in the kitchen. And Dinah is not with her. But Martha is in the kitchen. And can you imagine her thought? She's doing all this work. But can you imagine what was going on in her head? I can imagine what was going on. Where is Mary? Mary should be in here helping me. She's always out there doing whatever she wants to do. She just does whatever she wants to do. Does this sound familiar? Have any of you had these thoughts? So she's carrying on. And eventually it gets to this place within her where she's so upset that she walks into what I'm going to call the living room. And she says, "Jesus, tell Mary to come in and help me." Fully expecting, you ever think you're right? Fully expecting that she is right and Mary is wrong. Fully expecting that. And Jesus says to her, who knows if he took a moment or took a breath or did anything, sometimes he did that. But in this case, he said, "Martha, Mary is exactly where she should be. She is open to gaining spiritual understanding. She's exactly where she should be. And you're very busy doing. And you're actually missing out on something that could be very powerful for you. To sit, to be open, and to be listening and learning." Well, we don't really know what happened after that. But think, if you're a doer like that, what you might have done. But Martha fully expected that Jesus would reprimand Mary. What's really going on in this story metaphysically? It's pretty simple in a way. There's just two different ways of loving. Two very polar, maybe, ways of loving. Martha desired to show her love by being of service. So there she is in the kitchen, making a meal, doing whatever she does in the kitchen, preparing her love in a very tangible, outer expressive way. And where is Mary? She's showing her love by listening, by sitting at the feet of Jesus, by anointing his feet with oil. And you can imagine what other people were saying about that, because oil was very expensive at the time. Look at her. She's putting, first of all, she's touching him. A woman's touching him. She's putting oil, very expensive oil on him. She should be, and whatever you would fill in the blank with, she should be blank. That's what we do sometimes. But Mary was actually showing her love by listening, by learning at the feet of Jesus. The feet of Jesus are here with us all the time. They're here all the time. We have an opportunity to learn from the feet of Jesus all the time. The difficulty for Mary and Martha was that Martha wanted Mary to be like her. I want you to love in the same way I love. I want you to love by being in the kitchen preparing the meal. We don't know what Mary thought. The writer of Luke didn't share that with us. The difficulty for Martha was that she wasn't open and accepting of Mary's way of loving. I am imagining, just like there are times when we cannot see the love that is available to us, I'm imagining that Martha couldn't see that Mary was engaged in an action of love because Mary was doing it her way. I'm imagining that the difficulty came because Martha wanted control on some level. It's hard to hear. Martha wanted control. Do you ever get, when you know that you want control, does anybody ever control you, control freak? It happens. But we do. We try to control our environment when we are not coherent, when we're not living in the open-hearted love that we know that we are. It's very easy then to think that things should be, which is a form of a judgment. It should be this way. Well, what if it's not? What if it's not? It might not be. It might not be our perception. But when we go back to Mr. Butterworth, the possibility, the availability of love is all around us. We're the ones who are blocking it. And that's hard to take responsibility for on some level. I don't want to be the one who's blocking my own love. I want to blame it on someone else. And yet, when I take responsibility and I just open up my hands for a moment, and I'm going to invite you to just, don't knock anybody in the head, but open up your hands for just a moment. I am open and available to love. Let's just say it quietly out loud. I am open and available to love. Now I'm going to invite you to take a breath and imagine that breath coming down through the top of your head, to your throat, to your heart, to your belly as you breathe in. And you can do it at your own pace. But imagine this incredible ray of light and love comes down through your head, through your throat, through your heart, to your belly. And then you just release that breath, the out breath, into the earth. And then when you breathe in, you can bring that breath back up into your belly from the earth. And then release it through your heart, through your throat, through the top of your head. It's called central channel breathing in pranayama yoga, in Kriya yoga. We all have this central channel. It's breathing in to our bellies and breathing out. And with each in-breath, we can use our power of imagination to bring in, Charles Fillmore called it substance, I'm going to call it energy, or to bring in love, because love is an energetic frequency. So when you feel like you don't have enough, open your arms. And if you're someplace where you feel like you can't be, just sort of open your arms a little bit and breathe. I've done this in meetings. When things start going wonky in meetings, or there's a kerfluffle, or there's a bump in the road, if you could see, if you're sitting next to me, you might see me just open my hands for a moment. Or I might open them up and be in blessing position. But when we do this with each other, when we do this, we can open up to the different ways of loving. Martha wasn't wrong. Mary wasn't wrong. But sometimes we think other people are wrong because they're not doing it our way. And do I have a way? Yes. But I don't expect you to do it my way. And I hope that you don't expect me to do it your way. And if you do, you're going to be sorely disappointed. I promise you that. It's beautiful that love is present. It's beautiful that even in the midst of love, amazing, dynamic, vibrant love, that we as human beings have the freedom to shut it down to the level of a straw, or open it up to the level of one of those big metal tubes that they put in new construction. I don't know what they run through them, but they're beautiful. I mean, people could walk through them. To open up to even wider than that. That's how much love is here and available to us. We just have to open up to it. I just think that's an amazing thing. How do we do it? We see our relationships as mirrors that reflect aspects of ourselves. You're a mirror of me. There's some philosophy that says that there's only one of us, but you're a mirror of me. So if I notice that I'm knotted up, that knot of error that binds us, what an opportunity to imagine holding you in my heart. What an opportunity to imagine, oh, I've got you tied in a knot. Let me just untie it. If I'm going to tie you up, I'm going to tie you in a bow, not a knot, unless it's a beautiful Celtic knot. And even then, let's begin to untie each other from the knots that we are holding against each other. When we are open-hearted, we stop imposing ourselves and our values on others. If Martha had been open-hearted and said, oh, Mary's blessed right now, she's doing love her way. And Mary could say, well, Martha's doing love her way. She is in the kitchen. You know, she's in the kitchen preparing this beautiful meal for Jesus and the rest of his followers. If we could begin to love in that way, oh, you were loving in this way. I celebrate that you're loving rather than judging how love is. Then we stop imposing ourselves and our values on others. And we find ways of being deeply self-nourishing while remaining generous towards others. Jesus' commandment was love God first. Well, when we are loving God, we are loving ourselves. And that's sometimes the paradox also. Because in unity, we see God not only as transcendent, but also as immanent. God within. God is as much God as there is in life is already within you. The real question is, how much are we revealing and expressing? And I'm not on your case. I'm inviting you to be bigger than you are. I'm inviting myself to be bigger than I am. I'm inviting myself in times of difficulty in this world to be the presence of love and light that we've been called here to be. We are here, so we are here for a holy purpose. Otherwise, we would not be alive at this time. Let's be that holy purpose. Let's be our divine nature. Let's be love. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, you guys. I totally get it. Because I know you're here because you get it. So how do we do this? We be vulnerable. Brene Brown says that it's in vulnerability that we feel our belongingness to each other. In vulnerability, we reveal our hearts to each other. In vulnerability, we reveal our authenticity to each other. To be able to stand up and say, well, this is how I like to do it, and I hear that you like to do it differently. This is my opinion and my thinking, and I hear you have a different opinion and thinking, but that difference does not have to get in the way. How can we bridge it? Say that with me. How can we bridge the difference? How can we bridge the difference? I mean, even sitting in this room, there are many differences. I'm blessed to live with a woman who's very different than me. And in our 15 years together, I would miss those differences if they weren't there. Because together, we become two whole people, sharing and supporting each other in loving, each other in being the absolute best. And each of us can do that for each other in spiritual community, to support each other, to be the absolute best that we can be, and to celebrate each other when we do that, and to listen to our own hearts, and be willing to say what's true for us, even if the person in front of us has a different sense of truth, a different way of loving. Appreciation softens the heart. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for the love that you come in with. I appreciate the hugs, even on a busy morning where I'm moving through things, but taking a moment. And then after service, I'm open to hugs. I'm open to a conversation. And then we'll have town hall. Kindness opens our hearts. Taking a moment to be kind to each other. And then generosity. And generosity is money, yes. It is that. But generosity also gives us the opportunity to share with our words, share with our actions the love that we are. Generosity gives us the opportunity to share, as Jennifer did, her poem with us that was so beautiful and so heart-opening. Generosity lets us support each other in being the absolute best we can be. Appreciation, kindness, and generosity. Those are three qualities that I see in this spiritual community regularly. Naomi Raymond says, when we know ourselves to be connected to all others, acting compassionately is simply the natural thing to do. When we know ourselves to be connected to others, I am connected to you. I'm grateful for that connection. You are connected to me, and I am grateful for that connection. We are connected to each other, and I am grateful for the connections I see within this spiritual community. It's a joy for me to watch. It's a joy for me to hear the buzz. It's a joy for me to have you guys share with me anything that you want to share. What a gift. What a gift. How many places do you have in your life? And some of us may have a multitude, but how many places do you have in your life where you can go and be your authentic self? And you can say, this is what I believe. It's written in my heart. Share with me what you believe so I can see what's written in your heart. And that's the vulnerability of opening our hearts and finding that belongingness. The different ways of loving. So instead of creating an affirmation today, I wanted to have us affirm this, because this is a powerful spiritual truth. I'll say it one more time, and I'm going to ask you to say it with me. When we know ourselves to be connected to all others, acting compassion, excuse me, apparently I need some work on compassion today. Let me start again. When we know ourselves to be connected to all others, acting compassionately is simply the natural thing to do. Is this something that you're willing to do with each other? To be compassionate with each other? To be open-hearted in your living with each other? And then as we take this out, we will be these radiant lights. We are emanating light, and people will be drawn to us. People will be drawn to us. I often go places and people start talking to me. And I used to think, how come people talk to me? You can come up. How come people talk to me? And I started to figure out, as I heard over and over, oh, you seem so easy to talk to. Not everybody believes that, but I kept hearing that from people. Oh, you're so easy to talk to. And what I started to discover was I was emanating that light, the light of the world that Jesus talks about us being. So let's sing our way into meditation. And allow the Spirit, the presence of God, to flow in, through, and as you. Because you're it. Welcome to the knowingness of who you are.
Expression of
expressions of unfolding love, learning, celebrating, living, being. Take a breath into that. I am an expression of unfolding love. And say it quietly to yourself. We're not saying this so that you can become that. We're saying that because it's the truth of who we are. I am an expression of unfolding love. I am. I am. You are. You are an expression of unfolding love. We collectively are, individually and collectively are, an expression of unfolding love. Let's take that into a moment in the sacred and holy silence. Spirit, show through me, show through us. Let our light shine. We make that choice. I let my light shine. I let my joy shine. I let my abundance and my generosity be something that I give to each other with ease. I allow all the love that I can imagine flow in, through, and as me as I engage in open-hearted living. Feel your heart open. Let yourself feel the love that you are. Let yourself celebrate you in appreciation, in kindness, and in generosity, knowing that as you are connected to that divinity within you, that is who and what you are, that it becomes the most natural thing in the world to express it as you are. Bring your attention back to this time and this place, back to this room. I want you to look around for a moment. Just look at somebody else in the eye and just see who they are. See their divinity, see their light, see their joy, see their generosity, see their kindness, knowing that together, that collectively, step by step, we are making a difference in being the light of this world.
As we've taken this moment of breathing in through meditation, the love in which I feel right now, and gratitude. But I want you to take a minute again just to breathe in the love that we have felt today and the expression of letting it go. And in this way, give your offering in the abundance and the gratitude that we have here at Unity of Mesa. So grateful to be here and be part of the board to bring forth the ways and means in which you can give your offering. One of which I did early in my, I was going to say career here, but opportunity here was volunteer. I volunteered in many ways. I created the prayer shawl ministry. That was one of the first things I did. But in sharing of our financial gifts I have, you can do it in many ways. You can text it here. You can do it on your Vanco app. The bookstore, you can go into the bookstore and share with your credit card. You can do it in a blessing here at the church, as well as giving you receive. In the basket, you can share your love in the blessings of that. And you can do it by U.S. mail. Okay. So thank you so much for you being here today and sharing your love. And let's share in our gratitude and saying, divine love, through and as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season, and the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside, and let your feeling your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason. There's a reason for the warm sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season, and those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under. It's a loving embrace, just feel the thunder as it warms your face, you can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason. Let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's the season. And let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason.
Perfect for today, allowing our love to flow easily, naturally, being ourselves. So let's bless this beautiful offering together. We are one with the opulence of God. We are now in the flow of infinite abundance, and we give thanks for the prosperity that is ours by divine right. And so it is. Marianne's Harmonious Relationship class is today at 12:15. We don't forget Town Hall, have some hospitality. It's in the community room today. Have some hospitality, then come in and let's listen to Judy Suter. Will our chaplains please stand up? So we have Sharon and John, we have Erica, we have Jim, and we have Audrey. Wow, isn't that great? Let's just take a moment and bless them with the unity blessing. Chaplains, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we behold all the ways that you hold this spiritual community in the highest and best. It's so beautiful. And if you need a blessing today, take a blessing. We're here for you to know the truth of you, the goodness of you. Thank you for being present with us. Your being present makes a difference. Thank you to Tom and Jay. What a joy. Have the best week ever.
Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason.